6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Farzana Khan. First, the headlines. Pakistan has condemned brutal and indiscriminate use of force by the occupation forces, martyring 10 youth in Indian-occupied Kashmir. Planning Minister has said that only sustaining democracy can ensure robust economy in the country. Christian community celebrated Easter today with religious zeal and fervor. OIC has condemned brutal aggression by Israeli occupation forces on unarmed Palestinian civilians. In India, 10 people were killed when a 4-story hotel collapsed in Indore. First T20 between Pakistan and the West Indies is being played in Karachi today. And now the news in detail. Pakistan has condemned the brutal and indiscriminate use of force by the Indian occupation forces, martyring young people in Indian-occupied Kashmir. Foreign Office in a press release in Islamabad today said the incidents took place in different incidents of brute state power in Shopian and Anantnag. Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Faisal, expressing full solidarity with the people of Jammu and Kashmir, urged the international community to take cognizance of the gross and systematic violations of fundamental human rights in Indian-occupied Kashmir. The spokesperson also called upon the world community to play a rightful role in promoting just and lasting solution of Kashmir dispute in accordance with relevant UN Security Council resolutions and wishes of Kashmiri people. He said the mindless killing spree exposes ugly and inhuman face of the Indian state terrorism against Kashmiris for decades. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops in their fresh acts of state terrorism martyred 10 youth and injured over 100 in Shopian and Islamabad districts today. The youth were martyred during cordon and search operations launched by the Indian forces at Dagdard and Kachdora areas of 2 districts in South Kashmir. The toll is likely to increase once the operation is over. The killing triggered forceful anti-India protests in the 2 districts. Over 100 civilians were injured when Indian forces used brute force and fired pellets and bullets on protesters. Shutdown was observed and protests were held in many parts of Srinagar city. Clashes were reported between the protesters and the troops. Meanwhile, a 2-day shutdown across the occupied territory began from today to mourn the killings. Call for the strike has been given by the Joint Resistance leadership. The AJK government has announced to observe Condemnation Day tomorrow against killings of innocent Kashmiris by the Indian troops in occupied Kashmir. AJK Prime Minister Raja Farooq Haider Khan appealed to Kashmiris living in the country and abroad to observe Condemnation Day and express solidarity with the victims of Indian brutalities. Minister of Planning and Development Ehsan Iqbal has said only a sustaining democracy can ensure robust economy and development of the country. Addressing businessmen and journalists in Narwal, he said there is a need to allow democracy and politics functioning for the progress of the country. The Interior Minister said the national economy is improving and strengthening day by day, and development projects worth billions of dollars are under completion across Pakistan. Ehsan Iqbal said construction of Damin Pasha Dam will start this year. Work on a 285-kilometer section of the western route of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is in full swing and is expected to be completed by the end of current fiscal year. According to the latest State of Planning Commission, the government has released over 30 billion rupees for construction of Hakla on motorway M1 to Yarik Dera Ismail Khan Expressway under this year's Public Sector Development Program. To ensure timely completion of the project, the expressway has been divided in 5 packages, and Phase 1 of the project comprises Yarik Rahmani Kyle section. Pak-China border at Khunjra Pass will be open tomorrow for trade and travel activities. According to protocol signed between China and Pakistan in 1985, the border, closed for traffic due to snowfall on November 30, is opened on 1st of April every year. However, due to holiday today, flag hosting ceremony will be held in Soest tomorrow. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. The Christian community celebrated Easter today with religious zeal and fervor to mark the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Our Islamabad correspondent Fariha Hassan has prepared a special report in connection with the festival.
As Christians across the world celebrate Easter today, the community here in Pakistan also joyously celebrated the festival. While the last 7 days were celebrated as Holy Week, the formal celebrations began with prayers at 12 midnight to mark the resurrection of Jesus Christ. These were followed by traditional breakfasts early this morning, after which special gatherings and prayer ceremonies continued round the day. Festively dressed up children and youth sang religious songs while bakeries had prepared special Easter sweets including Easter eggs and buns. Highlighting the massive and important festivities of the day, Sister Faiza in her special talk with Radio Pakistan said,
We celebrate Easter, in the joy because Jesus has risen and he himself said that after 3 days he will rise. So that is the thing that joy, fills our hearts and then everybody comes to worship the risen Jesus. So that's why everywhere hallelujah is in the air.
In their sermons on the day, the clergymen and priests highlighted the messages of tolerance, fraternity, and brotherhood, along with prayers for unity, peace, and prosperity of the country.
Meanwhile, the government of Pakistan has announced optional holiday tomorrow for the members of the Christian community on the occasion of day after Easter. A notification to this effect was issued by the Interior Ministry. Pope Francis has called for reconciliation in the Middle East and easing tensions on the Korean Peninsula. In his Easter message to the world today, he said we will seek fruits of reconciliation for the Holy Land, for Yemen, and for the entire Middle East. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation has roundly condemned the brutal aggression by the Israeli occupation forces on unarmed Palestinian civilians marching peacefully in commemoration of Palestinian Land Day. OIC Secretary General Dr. Yusuf Al-Uthman, in a statement, said Israel, the occupying force, bears full responsibility for the scale and gravity of its ongoing aggression and war crimes against the Palestinian people. The Secretary General stressed the need for engagement on part of the international community to promote a political process conducive to a two-state peaceful solution. Israel has rejected calls for an inquiry into martyrdom of 15 Palestinians by its military during a Palestinian demonstration at the Gaza-Israel border. In a statement, Israeli Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman said no commission will be formed for inquiry into the incident. Earlier, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres demanded an independent investigation into Friday's bloodshed. His appeal was echoed by European Union's Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini, Amnesty International, and by Israel's opposition party Meretz leader Tamar Zandberg. Power Forum for Asia annual conference will take place in China from 8th to 11th of this month. The theme of the conference, to be held in Chinese province Henan, is an open and innovative Asia for a world of greater prosperity. China will complete by the middle of this month the formation of new government departments announced as part of a sweeping restructuring plan. This was reported by Chinese state television, which cited a statement by Vice Premier Han Zhong. In March, China's parliament passed the restructuring plan that merged several ministries and regulators in a bid to streamline the organizational structure. Germany has expressed willingness to resume dialogue with Russia after diplomatic expulsions over a nerve agent attack on a former Russian spy in Britain. Defending the decision to expel Russian diplomats, the foreign minister of Germany, Myanmar, said today that Germany is willing to rebuild trust bit by bit if Russia is ready. In India, 10 people were killed when a 4-story hotel collapsed in Indore. Building collapses are common in India, where unscrupulous builders and officials often dodge regulations. And now cricket. First T20 of the 3-match series between Pakistan and the West Indies will be played in Karachi today. The match will start at 8 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Adequate security arrangements have been made for the event. Special traffic plan has also been devised for it. And finally, the weather report. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while in central and southern parts of the country, weather will remain hot during the next 12 hours. To end the news, here once again are the headlines. Pakistan has condemned brutal and indiscriminate use of force by the occupation forces martyring 10 youth in Indian-occupied Kashmir. Planning Minister says only sustaining democracy can ensure robust economy in the country. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.